What's up YouTube, Capital G here talking about Zoodiac in this video and asking the question, what do you guys believe is the problem in this archetype? And hypothetically speaking, if you were in charge of the ban list, how would you go about nerfing the deck? Because I think at this point, with the dominance that they displayed over the weekend at YCS Pittsburgh, even the most adamant fans, even the biggest supporters of the Zoodiac archetype have to take a step back and think, damn, this might be a problem. I think Zoo are a little out of control because 100% of the players in top 32 were playing Zoodiac cards. That is insane. That cannot be considered healthy for the game. And to be honest, that's generally why we get emergency ban lists, because decks dominate that hard. If you guys remember, at least 2 of our 3 emergency ban lists, one for Performages and Pals and the other for Dad Return, are because decks get to this level where they're just drowning out everything in the meta. Like Zoodiac right now are just drowning out everything in the meta that is not Zoo. Performages and Pals, obviously they had that notorious run at YCS Atlanta where they took, I believe, 29 of the top 32 spots, and usually Konami throws up their hands and they say, fuck this, we don't want another Teledad, no mas, we're just going to emergency ban like half your deck and force you to play other things. And I think that, you know, Pittsburgh was the official point where we got to that level. Now, before I really dig deep into this topic, I just kind of want to talk about one thing really quickly. And that is the concern that my channel is nothing but clickbait replay trash and, oh, it's just lazy content, Cap G, post something else. Like, you have to understand, for starters, obviously YouTube is my job and I post videos every single day, and the replays serve a purpose. I'm not trying to say that they're filler or anything. Yes, they are a lot easier to make. I'll be completely transparent. The top 10s that I've made, the last 3 ones, the one about memes, the one about the protagonist cheating, and the video game one, those videos took like 6 to 7 hours to make every single one of them. Obviously, I cannot produce a video on that level every single day. Even discussions on my channel can sometimes take an hour and a half because I have to do multiple takes, and I don't like to slur my words. A lot of times I want to make sure that everything comes out clearly and that I have all my facts in a row and stuff like that. So yeah, the replay videos are a lot easier to make, and yeah, they're not going to be as aesthetically pleasing as some of the other videos. In fact, none of the videos on my channel are really that aesthetically pleasing, but you have to understand that doesn't mean that they aren't enjoyable. And it's kind of weird because I'll have a replay like this one, the Legendary Fisherman one. Okay, I got 82 dislikes. People didn't enjoy this one that much. But then I'll have another one, Underdog Phantasms, where it gets like only 30 dislikes, and it's like, well, people really love this. And I consider this a way for me to actually interact with the community, because people email me and my goodness, I get probably, I don't know, sometimes like 20 replays sent to me in a day. Like, this is my actual email box, and every single one of these emails that has an attachment that has this little paperclip logo, this is somebody actually emailing me a replay. And whether the video actually goes on YouTube or not, because you may have sent me one and you think that I'm blowing you off or something like that because I didn't upload it, I watch every single one of these. In fact, a lot of times, basically every other day, I'll go through and I'll download every single one of them and I'll watch them. I'll allot maybe 2 straight hours, and this is all in what, 2 days? This is a 2-day fucking span. Oh my goodness, I got my work cut out for me. So it is a little bit of an easier way for me to produce daily content, but that doesn't make it bad. And yes, I know sometimes that I go overboard and I may oversell the video with the title, but just understand that's just me trying to spice it up a little bit. It's not like I don't still do discussions and talk about news and cards. I think that just kind of gets drowned out because I post so many replays. Like, if you looked at the last 7 days on my channel, okay, you got a review of Amazon Pet Liger, you've got a discussion on Joel and Lockbird, I believe you've got a discussion on Vrain's episode 1, you've got 2 Gladiator Beast card reviews, you've got a discussion on Heatwave, you've got a Market Watch video, and you've got a 15-minute video talking about YCS Pittsburgh, in addition to the video, the Zoodiac video that I'm shooting right this second. So don't ever think that I'm going to stop this other content just because replays are successful. It's going to basically be a collective bunch. I like to think that I'm the only channel on YouTube where on Monday you can get Cristrons, and then on Tuesday you can get, you know, Crystal Beast, and then on Wednesday you can get Thunderlock, and then on Friday you can get Magical Explosion FTK. And it's kind of like 4 minutes of escapism. You never know what you're going to get, because I never know what I'm going to get. And Let's be real, everybody knows that I don't really like playing meta, so I embrace when people send me rogue decks and stuff like that. I get a lot of kick out of it, and it's also been known that I don't enjoy this format. So, you know, a lot of people are like, well, why don't you play? Because I don't want to play against fucking 90% of the meta being Zoo. I've been saying for a while that I'm kind of waiting for Code of the Duelist, but I don't want to constantly repeat that every 2 seconds because I don't want to trash the game. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because it's going through a shitty format that I don't enjoy doesn't mean that I still can't enjoy the game itself. So let's go ahead and talk about Zoodiac, and I'm sorry that was probably really long-winded. In fact, yeah, I spent like 2 minutes talking about that. Let's go ahead and actually talk about the topic on hand, and that is Zoodiac and how to hit the deck. And when I posted, actually, one more thing. When I posted this video, right, it got 530 comments. I saw that and I was like, wait, what the fuck? It's just I was like, this is just a recap of the YCS Pittsburgh. Generally, I know about how many comments my videos are going to get. This was way more comments than I expected, and a lot of it was like, kill fucking Zoo. Zoo is out of control. But the thing that was kind of interesting to me is everybody had their own completely different ideals as to where the problem in the deck lies. Like, I saw everything from people saying, yo, limit Lunar Light Black Sheep, then they can't search Fusion Substitute, their turn 1 play is pretty much obliterated, the deck is fine. There were some people saying, okay, Digusto Emerald makes it so that they can recover too many of their resources, and I have to admit, it is hella annoying seeing a deck not only summon Digusto Emerald turn 1, because Necros was notorious for doing that, but seeing a deck summon 2 of them turn 1, like, that's kind of fucking annoying. I've seen, you know, people talk about Fusion Substitute needs to go, and then obviously you have cards like that were in the OCG that got banned, like Barrage and Trident, that people have been talking about. Some people were saying that Broad Boy is the problem, and then, you know, Elderly Entity Norden was obviously the card that kind of stood in for the 3rd copy of Rapier, and I don't know, but I'm going to talk about a couple of them. For starters, I'm one of those people that, as of recent, I believe that when you're hitting like a deck that is a problem, when you're hitting the best deck in the meta, you need it's had its 6-month run or its 8-month run as Zoodiac is. By the time Konami makes a new ban list, Zoodiac will have had like an 8-month run as undisputedly the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! I like to think that you should cause as little collateral damage as possible. What does that mean? That means that, like, I got really mad when people were saying ban Brilliant Fusion, and in the past I really wouldn't have cared, except when I started playing Gym Knights and I started having fun with the deck, then people saying, you know, ban Brilliant Fusion, I'm like, well, what the fuck? How am I supposed to make Lady Brilliant Diamond? Like, I get that 95% of Yu-Gi-Oh players don't care about Gym Knights and have never played the deck, but for those of us who actually do, it's fun. And if you take away cards like Black Sheep and you take away Fusion Substitute, like, yeah, most people don't give a fuck about Lunar Lights, but it's my favorite archetype and I enjoy playing it even if it's a trash deck, and especially Fusion Substitute. This is a card that was built and completely made for Fusion decks. I think that Konami had Fluffles and Lunar Lights in their mind when they made this card, because it really works best if you're playing a Fusion deck where you fuse for fusion monsters that require other fusion monsters, as obviously like Leo Dancer needs a Panther Dancer, or a lot of times you'll see people use a Fright for Sheep to go into Sabretooth, and, you know, they'll revive the Sabretooth, or excuse me, they'll revive the sheep, and then if it dies, they can just put the sheep back in the extra deck and then draw a card. Like, if you hit this card, then you're basically gutting fusion decks for the sake of an Exceed deck. Now, that makes no fucking sense, and that's why I say you need to try and do as little collateral damage. Like, why would you kill off Lunar Lights and Fluffles to save Zoodiac? Like, that doesn't make any sense, because those decks are not the problem. And you have to also, like, we all have to acknowledge Norden. Now, I like Norden. I've pretty much kind of white knighted for Norden in the past. I'm like, yo, this is the beacon of fusion. But we have to acknowledge Norden is probably the greatest fusion monster of all time. It's better than Grazaris. It's better than Thousand Eyes Restrict. It is undoubtedly the bee's knees when it comes to fusion. And it's not even just that it's good as a fusion monster. It empowers so many XC plays. And we all recognize that the rank 4 pool is better than any other extra deck pool in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! You can take Synchro level 8, you can take Synchro level 9, you can take rank 3, you can take Link 3, you can take Ritual, like whatever, like rank 4 beats it. And Norden has been a powerhouse card ever since it was released. Like, if Konami decided they wanted to go ahead and ban Norden, I'd be perfectly fine with that, because Norden has basically been a staple since it was actually released. You look at some of the other cards like Digusto Emerald, why would a deck actually need more than one Digusto Emerald? Like, I kind of understand Digusto Emerald it's solid as a one of in a lot of rank 4 decks, but don't you guys kind of think it's absurd for a deck to go into 2 Digusto Emeralds in one turn, or for a deck to even need double Digusto Emerald, especially when the deck already has Zoodiac combo as well? And then you have a lot of people who've actually been bringing up Broad Bull. Now, this is one that I actually didn't think about, and it's partially because other Beast Warrior decks use this card, like you know, Fire Fist and Lunar Lights, but it's not their card to really use. So if this card got hit, that would be something where those decks would just kind of have to take that L, because it's needed for Zoodiac to kind of be put in check. But I'm making this video and I'm not really stating what I believe is 100% the right way, because I don't know what it is. I think I've said that for a while. Like, I don't really know how Konami is going to hit Zoodiac, or what you guys think is the best solution, because there are so many different cards and there are so many different opinions on what the right way is. Like, I don't think, man, when it comes to, I don't think they should completely gut the deck. Well, actually, if they hit it by the time Code of the Duelist comes out, yeah, you can just go ahead and gut it, because then it's had 8 straight months of being like a tier 1 deck. Just go ahead and gut it. But let's just say they were going to make an emergency ban list before the North American WCQ. Like, what would you guys do? Like, if Trident went to 1 and maybe, I don't know, Barrage went to 1, would you guys think that that would be enough? It also looks kind of interesting because it seems that Terratop is completely off of everybody's radar. In fact, actually, maybe I should have put maybe I should have put Terratop up here. Okay, I guess I'm getting some light. There we go. Maybe I should have put Terratop up here. I actually forgot about that card, but I don't really see many people talking about Terratop right now. It's almost like Terratop is going to skate on the ban list because no one is actually talking about it. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I apologize that it was so long. This probably should have been like an 8-minute video, but then I started rambling. I went off on a tangent and whatnot. My apologies for that. I just wanted to make the video because of the dominance that Zoodiac did show at YCS Pittsburgh, and because so many people were talking about it and they were expressing so much hate in the YCS Pittsburgh video, that I was like, yeah, this is a really good time to go ahead and bring this discussion up. So whatever you guys believe, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.